Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah and that is Buddy. His name is actually Arthur, but we call him Buddy. In today's video, we're just going to continue market appropriating together, of course, and the first thing I want to talk about are my minis. So if you haven't seen my other vlogs, you probably don't know what these are, but I'm making a bunch of tiny little plushies for my minis bin, and my minis bin, I charge a nice little deal for them. I'm gonna try $7 each or 2 for $12. So these are my best sellers. They are a lot of work to try and make everything, but it's worth it. So now this is all the yarn colors I have left to make. I have 7 finished. Arthur, stop kneading that. Come here. He's kneading a plastic bag. Anyways, I have all these yarn colors left to make minis with, so there's 11 of them. I actually finished all the mushrooms, all the mushroom caps actually. So these guys are right here. The popping mushrooms. Hey, don't rub on the merchandise, please. So I made all the mushroom caps, and that's one of the things I worked on over this weekend. And let me show you what else I finished. So this is a carryover from last video. So last video I was working on some jellyfish. I finished 6 of them, so the purple and the blue. And over the weekend during my filming break, I finished the green ones. I technically already started these during the last vlog. And then I also finished the pink ones. So the jellyfish are finished and crossed off the list. The only thing left in the velvet category are snakes, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually get to them. I think I have a lot of stuff that if I omit something, it's not gonna be the end of the world. I am going to work on some chickens today, so I'm gonna finish them, hopefully. I'm gonna head to Michael's today as well and get some more yarn. I have something I need to work on. I don't know if I have the yarn in hand, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm bringing with me chickens because I can stuff them when I get home. I can fully fasten them off and stuff them later. So I'm gonna do the orange and the gray chickens, and then I'll be done with the chickens and I can cross those off the list. So here are the mushrooms I have finished. I've got 4 of them done. I did some brown ones, which I think are super cute. They're all gonna get eyes as well when they're finished. And then I have these colors left to give them the base. And then when these caps are finished, I can cross the mushrooms off the minis list. That's gonna be awesome. I'm trying to motivate myself a little bit more by crossing things off the list. Hey everyone, please forgive the microphone quality. It's probably terrible. I'm filming on my phone, but right now I am in the car and I am working on some chickens. So we are doing a little day trip situation. We're just gonna see how many chickens I can make before we get home. So I made 1 on the way, and then I've almost finished this one as well. And then when I get home, I will be stuffing them all, so they're unstuffed right now. I have to make 5 orange ones, 5 gray ones, and then I'm finished. So, hopefully I can get those done today. Not 100% sure if I can, but we shall see. A new location. I just finished 5 chickens, so I'm done with the orange ones. The next ones I have to do are gray, but I don't think I'm gonna get to them on this car trip anymore, but 5 orange chickens is more than I could have asked for. Excuse the poor lighting, it's late at night, but if you haven't seen my earlier market vlogs, you're probably not quite sure what's going on here. So this is my $10 to $15 bin. I actually have 2 of them, but this is the second one I've been working on filling up. Last video I finished the octos and all of the whales. So there's 20 whales, 24 octos, probably gonna be 25 because I should make a red one. And then there are some snakes in here, which I won't be making any more of, but they are living their best life in here. And then of course, you can probably tell there are chickens in here. So I have 15 finished and then 3 spare. So this green one, I've got a blue one, and then a purple silky down there. And then today on our little car ride, I finished all of the gray chickens and all of the brown orange chickens. You know, that's not 100% accurate. I did come home and finish all of them. Let's see. I had 7 of them basically finished. They just needed to be stuffed. And then I finished the other 3 at home, stuffed them all this evening, and they are finished. So the chickens are done. I'm probably going to close up, actually, that's not true. I'm not going to close up this bin yet because I still have to make the axolotls. That's the next thing I'm probably going to work on, also alongside the minis and other things. So I'm going to mark the chickens off my list. I was going to make more of these cream ones, but I can't find this color in person. It's just not worth it at this point. I have too many things going on. 28 chickens is plenty. That's where we shall leave the chickens. I'm going to start working on the axolotls soonish. That way this bin can be closed and I'll be finished with this bin. I spent last night and this morning finishing these mini mushrooms for my minis bin. So they're finally finished. I can cross them off the list. So there's 23 of them total, 3 red ones because I figured red is probably going to be the best seller, and then there are brown ones as well. And then I have just one of every other color in both Skinny Chanel and Petite Pearl. So those are the yarns that I used for my skinny. For my minis, I made one in every single color. This is the newest color I bought, which I don't necessarily think I needed, but it's really pretty, so I had to get it. But it was the last color Skinny Chanel that I didn't have, so I decided to do it. Not necessarily going to make everything out of that color, but we shall see. Here's the current state of the minis bin. There's a bunch of different stuff in here. I plan to get rid of the stingrays, to not make anymore, and I'm going to actually start making some mini snakes instead. I'm not gonna be making them in the colors that are already in here, but the colors I'm gonna be working on, and I think that will be a good addition to the minis bin. But let's go ahead and put these mushrooms in here. There we go. It's looking quite full, and I love seeing the darker colors in here too. I'm excited to see what it looks like when all these darker colors are finished. Just finished filming a tutorial for my new jellyfish pattern, the one I featured in the last video. So I actually finished all the velvet ones. I decided to make a Skinny Chanel one. I made this one for pattern photos, and then I made this one for a tutorial. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I kind of wish I switched the colors around, but I don't know. My sister convinced me to do it this way, and I think it would have looked better the other way. Don't tell her I said that. I think it's still cute. It should hopefully sell at the event if there's enough people. I haven't received word yet that I have been picked. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have been picked for the event. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully by the end of this vlog, we will know for sure whether I'm in or out. I haven't decided what I'll do if I'm out, but I think we'll cross that bridge when I come to it. There's a dragon over there, which I honestly forgot to show you guys. I finished this last week. So if you watched my last vlog, you might have caught it. I said I finished another dragon. I finished this one. So I crocheted this dragon, and my mom, she makes jewelry. Well, she used to make jewelry a lot, but not so much now. But she had a wonderful idea of jazzing up my dragons, especially these little ones. So she's got these beautiful beads on here, crystals and dragon scale beads, I believe they're called, but they're super glittery, as you can see. I love the earrings the most. I just think it's so subtle and cute. It's just, I was trying to convince her to do danglies, but she couldn't get them to sit right, and these look so much better than what I envisioned, so I am all for it. This guy is absolutely gorgeous. If I do decide to sell something like this, it would probably be through my coffee shop, so not necessarily in person, just because of all the extra work that went into this. This is a lot more of an expensive piece with these beads. I believe she said there's at least 30 crystals on here. Honestly, there's probably more. I probably have that wrong. They're absolutely gorgeous. This is definitely something that I would sell online and not so much in person. Maybe I'll bring it and see what people think. This is definitely not a kid's toy either. This afternoon is supposed to be filled with Stardew. When I'm not playing Stardew, I will crochet something. Here are my elephants, and this afternoon I spent some time working on 3 new ones, which I'm honestly surprised I finished. So I made this purple one here, I made this yellow one here, I think this one's my favorite, and then I made a green one. Now I have one, at least one in every color group: pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, that guy down there, and purple. I think I might end up making a medium gray one because I just have this light gray and then this very blue gray under there. So I'm gonna see about making some of those. They still need the tips of their tails. This is what they look like with it. And some of them don't have it, but I plan to do that. That'll take maybe 20 minutes to do, so I'm just gonna procrastinate on that for as long as I can. But I have 10 elephants now, and on my list I have 12. I might make another purple one and then a medium gray one, and that should catch me up. I'm thinking a purple like this hippo right here. This kind of dustier purple, which I think will be really cute. And then I can cross the elephants off the list, so 2 left, and then those guys will be finished. So that would be awesome to cross that off the list. I have some exciting news. I finished this gray elephant, and I finished this purple elephant, which I think is my new favorite. There's just something about this color that I absolutely love. These guys all need the tips of their tails still, so I'm gonna do that soonish. I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm gonna procrastinate. I'm going to work on some minis. That's what I've been working on right now. I'm working on some little turtles. Here are all the elephants that need tails. The 4 back here are already done, but I have to give these 8 tails. So I'm gonna go through my acrylic stash and pick some colors out for them, and then hopefully we'll get this done pretty quickly. Okay, here are all the colors I picked for everyone. I just have to attach it and then brush them out. The only one I'm not sure about is the yellow one, but I think it'll be pretty. Once I brush it out, I'll see if I like it or not, otherwise I'll just tear it off and pick a different color. And here they all are finished. So last event, I believe I bought 6 of these. Brought 6 of these to the event. I have actually doubled that for this event, so there are 12 of them. As you can see, they're all different colors. Last time I just brought, actually I think I brought 7. So I brought 1 gray one, a pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. It's kind of like the basic color groups. And then this time, as you can see, I added some extra colors in there. We got a hot pink, which I think will be a hit. This beautiful purple, which I think is my favorite. This is my own pattern. It's Ellis the elephant. He works up in about an hour and a half if you actually sit down and do it. I was distracted when I was making most of these, so it took a little bit longer. Definitely experiment with the sewing, especially the ears. As you can see, these guys turn out a little bit different each time. This guy actually looks a little worried, which I think is funny. Just kind of experiment with ear placing until you find where you like to put it. So if you do purchase this pattern, I like to sew them 2 stitches below the eye, 2 stitches above the eye, and about centered with the eye. That should be the starting and ending place for the ears. And I think that just makes them look the best. You can see I tried to do that with all of them. These guys are finished and cross them off the list. This is how the tail turned out on the yellow one. I'm not sure about the blue, but I love that the pink and the purple is in there, and you know, I think it's really cute. It's just the tail, so it can be a little bit fun and experimental. I am currently working on releasing this jellyfish pattern, so this pattern will be out by the time you see this video. So it's going to be up in my shop, as this is the written pattern, and then I will have the tutorial for free on my YouTube channel, so I'll make sure to link it for you guys. This is the same pattern I made all those velvet jellyfish out of. As you can see, this pattern works up nice in other yarn types. This is a size 3. This is a size 4 Chanel yarn, and I have also made it with the size 6 yarn, which you'll see in the YouTube tutorial if you decide to watch it. While we are on the topic of computer stuff in general, I want to take a second and thank you all so much for over 300 supporters in my coffee shop. That is insane to think about. So I actually did the math, and I had over 400 pattern sales. Physical copies of these patterns sold. That is mind-blowing to me that you guys love my patterns enough to purchase them. I mean, I think I do a pretty good job, and I get testers and they think I do pretty good jobs, but to see all these, to know that you guys like my work, and I can't wait to get more patterns out because I have quite a few, not as many as I would like. I just want to take a second and thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for coming over to my coffee shop and purchasing stuff, and my Ribbler shop as well. Thank you for coming over there and purchasing patterns. I really appreciate your support so much. When I started this year, I had 0 patterns in my shop. I didn't even have the shop made, actually. I had 0 expectations, and I honestly never thought in a million years that 313 people would come to my coffee shop and purchase things from my coffee shop. That is insane. So thank you all so much for your support. Even if you haven't purchased a pattern from me and you're just sitting there watching my videos, you are helping me so much more than you think, and helping me get patterns out, tutorials out. You make it all worthwhile. And after we just hit 10K not too recently, we're at over 12,000 on YouTube now. That all those numbers are crazy to see and think about, and I really appreciate it. I feel like I'm not the best YouTuber in the world, but I try my hardest, and clear that you guys like it enough to stick around and enough to leave a comment and everything. I know personally how hard it is to leave a comment depending on your personality. Thank you all so much for the support, and I really hope that by the end of this year I'll have more patterns in my shop for you guys to check out. Thank you. I didn't mean to turn sappy, but you definitely need to know how much you guys support me. I don't know why the camera is having a hard time focusing, but I really appreciate you, and let's get back to crocheting. This was the bin that I had the elephants in, but there's not enough room in here anymore. With all 12 of them, they're just not gonna fit. Also, look at them all in a rainbow line. I just love it. I filmed a little video for an Instagram reel situation post thing. I don't know if I'll ever actually post it, but I probably will. But you can see them all. They're all so cute. So I actually decided I'm going to be putting these guys in a totally empty one of these. Okay, here are the other two. They were in another bin. So the blue one is the same size as the other ones, but this purple one is a little bit bigger because it was prototype 1. But I think I'm gonna put these hippos in here, store them in there, because I think I'll only be making about 4 more. Definitely a couple pink ones and another gray one at least. But here's another bin I have, which is kind of random stuff in it right now. These are the drabs I was talking about. It's just my cow face with a giraffe body, which I don't think is necessarily bad. But a giraffe doesn't look like a cow in the face. It has those little horns. So I was thinking of redesigning the giraffe to have those. These are raccoons. Hopefully you guys can recognize them as raccoons. I was hoping to make a bunch of these because of the area I'm at. Raccoons are a very big thing. I was kind of torn on how much I like them, but now that I'm looking at them again, I think I actually kind of like them a little bit more. I don't think I took any notes when writing these down, so that is going to be interesting, but I will be making some more of them for the market and hopefully releasing a pattern for these guys soonish. And I'm looking at this one. I actually really like it, so I'm a little disappointed in myself for putting it down. I made some cats. They're in here. I was experimenting with facial shape and I couldn't really nail it, so I also set this one aside. I don't think I'll be making any more of these cats. I think I'll just stick with the sitting cats. And then I have several dragons in here. I believe there are 5 of them, and then 2 unicorns. So this bin I will have magical creatures in, and I think I'm going to be putting the cats and the raccoons in with the elephants if I can squeeze them in here. And then there's my cow bin, which is just cows in here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to shove anything else in here. I might try to, but I do have to make some Highland cows, so the bin will probably just be full of cows. That is my chaotic, kind of organized chaos right now, but it's nice to see that there are 3 bins full. The only thing that truly matters now are the unicorns, the horses, and the dragons. So this bin is going to be my magical creatures bin. I'm going to be putting unicorns and dragons in here. I should be able to fill this up. I think I'm probably going to end up making 6 more unicorns, and that's probably going to be it. So a total of 8. I think what I'll do is I'll make like a pink one, and then a purple one, and then I might make a blue and green one, stuff like that. I haven't decided yet though. And then this bin, I have the elephants underneath. I'm going to be putting this stuff on top for now. If I run out of space when I make the other hippos and some more raccoons, I'll get another bin out for them. For now, everything will just be put in there. I am pretty excited to see it all starting to come together. I have exciting news. My turtles are now finished. So I have 19 of these guys made. They all have white skin because I couldn't be bothered to make any more of these guys. These guys are done. I can cross them off the list and they can go into the mini spin. Here is where I'm at with the axolotls, and I will admit I forgot to take any clips while crocheting these. I actually had 2 of them already made, and then I made the rest of these today. So I have to finish the blue ones, which I'll do, take a few minutes, and then I can actually close up that bin where these guys are going to be staying in, because these are the last things that are going to go in there. So I'm very excited to be able to do that. Here's the bin with the chickens, whales, octos, and a bunch of other stuff. Basically the $10 to $15 item bin. I also have a second bin with the 15s as well. So these guys are where the axolotls are gonna go. So I have these 4 in here. They are white base with some other colors. Super cute. I was thinking of making more, but I don't have the gumption anymore to do that. So I will just be sticking with the 12 other ones here in the solid colors. And this bin is nice and full, so I can actually seal it up now, which is awesome. So I have a little update. Please ignore my computer. It is exporting. It is making a lot of noise. But I made 1 axolotl last night in blue, and then I'm going to work on these on and off. I also got my business cards in, and sadly they have a printing issue. You can't really tell too badly, but in person, it's got like this, it's supposed to be matte. It's got like gloss splotches all over it, so they're resending me new business cards, which is so crazy. I'm very grateful. This is Vistaprint, and the last time I ordered cards I didn't have this issue, so I guess it was just an issue with the machine this one time. It is incredibly nice of them to take time to reship out new ones. And the final thing is I'm going to be working on some dinos today. So I have these 3. I've got this green, purple one, and then a blue one. These ones I made for my last event in May. So I'm going to be making some more of these. I already picked colors. I plan to do 12 of these, and I will be giving the rest of them bigger eyes. These guys aren't too bad because they're sunk in, but they can be a little unsafe. So I will be using bigger eyes for sure. Ooh, I'm gonna work on these. I finished 2 dinos this afternoon. I made a light blue one and then this bright green one. So I have 5 made, and then I'm planning to have at least 12. I'm currently really enjoying making these, so I might end up making 2 extra, because I right now have 13 colors out and I don't like uneven numbers. So I might make a 14th one. These guys sell really well, so it's not a big deal to make extra. But I have a bin for these that I'm gonna go put them in right now. Okay, so it's this bin with my medium-sized turtles and my sheep. So I'm going to be putting the dinos in here. Hopefully there's enough room for them all. Otherwise I'll have to break out another bin. But try shoving them in there first. So there's 5 of them in there. Not a lot of space left, so we'll see if I can squeeze them in here or not. And then this evening I'm gonna try and finish the axolotls. So I don't know what time it is, but I have somewhere around 2.5 hours before bed. So I'm gonna try to make the other 10 that I need and see if I can get them done. Even if I can't get the eyes done tonight, I can do that tomorrow. But that way I can cross something off my list and finish, I think, one of the best sellers in the mini bin. Here is what the axolotl army is looking like after 2 hours of crocheting. I have 3 of these guys left to make, so a light pink, a red, and a darker green, but I do not have the mental capacity to finish them tonight. So what I'm gonna do is finish the final 3 in the morning and then add all their eyes in. That way I can cross it off in the morning and be done with these. Hey everyone, it is the next day and it is definitely not the morning. So I actually spent this morning working on stuff that isn't crochet related, but I also this afternoon added the eyes into every one of these axolotls, so they are all ready to go. So I only have 3 left to finish, which I'm gonna do right now before bed, and there are gonna be no excuses because I need to cross this off the list today. Okay, so my final count of axolotls would be 19 if I just did the other 3 I was planning on doing. So I may or may not have done something. I couldn't help myself. I made an all pink one. I feel like with axolotls you just have to have an all pink one, like that is just the thing. I made an all pink one. I still have those other 3 to make, which I'm gonna make right now, but I'd say this guy took about 15 minutes max, so they're not too bad of a workup. I forgot to mention, but these are a free tutorial on my YouTube channel, or you can find the free pattern on my Instagram. It's pretty popular on there, so you may have already seen it yourselves, but these guys are super cute, work up pretty quickly. Okay, I have to be quiet because other people are sleeping, but the axolotl army is finished, and now I can finally go to bed and sleep peacefully. So I made 20 of these guys, and I refuse to make any more axolotls. They are done. I will not be making any size out of any yarn type. No one can make me. I'm gonna put them in the mini bin, get them off my desk. I think I'm gonna do a head count, and I'll also see you sometime tomorrow. I don't want to say morning because I don't want to lie to you guys again, but I will see you soon. Okay, it's the same day. And by same day I mean same night. And I couldn't control myself. I counted the minis, and in this bin I have 134 little creatures in here, which is kind of crazy to think about that I have that many, because I have plus 60, or not 60, 30 other minis. I have 30 bees that are also going to be in here, so that's 164 minis. And honestly, at this point, I think I'd be okay with having about 200, around 300 that I originally planned to make. So hopefully I'm gonna get to that. That's what I want to do. This is a very, very good amount. I was gonna say start, but I've been crocheting these for like a month now, so I mean, I've got 1 full bin, and if I finish the rest of the minis, I'll have 2 full bins, which is the goal. Even so, I am grateful for the 1 full bin, and if that's what I'm gonna settle with, then I will force myself to be content with that. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Monday, and it is the first day of Cameron's Cute Creations Market Prep Challenge, which I signed up for. I wasn't actually going to, but I decided I'm gonna be crocheting anyway, so might as well have a little bit of fun with it. But here is the list of stuff I still have to finish. As you can see, there's quite a few things on this list. This is like my laying down not mini, but smaller items, and I only have 2 of those finished out of a bunch. I'm not planning to do all of these anymore, but I do need to get the horse, the unicorn, dragons. I'd like to make some more raccoons and then finish the Highland cows. So there's still quite a bit, even though I'll be crossing some of those off. I have snakes here, which I don't think I'm going to be able to finish. I don't have any more velvet yarn. I'm hopefully going to finish the dinos today. I have, I believe, 2 more left to make, and then I have 3 to sew together, technically 5 to finish. And then I also want to work on the bats this week, so I have 6 of them made, plan to do 6 more. Other than that, everything I've just been slowly chipping away on. I think today I might work on some spiders. They do sell pretty well, so I think I'm going to work on some of those. I just wanted to update you on all of that, and I'm going to pick some project to work on. Okay, so I released the jellyfish pattern. Woohoo, it's out and ready to go. And I've decided I'm going to work on some horses today. So I'm going to make a orange, and this is like a darker tan, I guess, and then a orange and cream, a orange and dark brown, and then I'll be making a gray and cream, and then I believe that equals 4. So I want to have at least 6 of these guys. They're not the most popular item, but I do want to have some on the table. I will have to think about it and decide what other colors I'll end up making. I know last year I made some yellow ones too. Last event. It was in April. I don't know why I think the April event was last year, but maybe that's just because I'm crazy. But I did make some yellow ones for that, so I might do that. I just don't currently have any yellow yarn, so I'd have to wait to get some sooner. This is what we'll start with and go from there. I finished 1 horse. It surprisingly took only about an hour to make. I added little spots, dark hooves, a little blaze. So this is my own pattern. This is Hazel the horse. And I don't know, I heard that there was another pattern named Hazel the horse, so obviously I did not do my research when I named this pattern. I also don't know if they came out with their pattern after mine or before. I don't know. Who really cares? I should have researched the name a little bit better, but I just was like, Hazel the horse sounds so cute, so that's what I went with. This little baby is done. I will work on those other colors later, but it's nice to have one of these guys done and ready to go. I'm only planning on making 6 of these, maybe 5, so that shouldn't be too bad. This little cutie's finished. It is day 2 of the market prep challenge, and this is what I have been working on this morning. I also finished one horse this morning as well, which is this one here. She is super cute. Definitely one of my favorite color combos. I have these two that I'm working on, two orange ones, not two more. So I'm making a lighter one and then a darker one. This one won't have a blaze, this one will, so the blaze on the nose. And then I'll have 4 finished. I was planning on making another gray one, but with like a dark gray maybe, or maybe even a blue gray. Haven't fully decided yet. I would like to have 6 of these on hand at least, so this is kind of where I'm starting. So I'll need 2 more, and I'll probably make a yellow one if I can get yellow yarn in time, because I am out of yellow yarn. I'm probably search through my stash and find something as well. Here are the dinos. So I technically finished 2 of these a few days ago, and then I worked on the rest over the last couple of days. Finished sewing everything together tonight. I got these 2 left to finish, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it in the morning. I really want to get them done now, but I'm way too tired. I got to get up super early, so I'm not going to push it any longer. But I have these 5, and then these 2 here, plus 2 more. That's 5, 7, 8, 9, plus the 3 I have, so 12 total, which will be perfect for the event. These guys are nice and hardy. They're really cute. The pattern isn't mine, it's in the description, but I did tweak it so there's no stripes on the back. If you've been in the crochet world for long, you've probably seen those T-Rexes with the stripes on the back. I just omit them and tweak the pattern slightly, do my own thing. But I mean, the structure is basically the same. So those guys are finished. I'm gonna work on those in the morning. I'm gonna finish the horses I started this morning tomorrow as well. That is day 2 of the market prep finished. I woke up super early this morning and finished the last 2 dinos. So it was this blue one and this yellow one. So now all the dinos are finished. They're not gonna fit in this bag even though I want them to, so I'll probably break out a new one later and shove them in there, but for now I'll just leave them on top. And I'm gonna finish this morning those 2 horses I started yesterday. I finished the orange horse with cream accents. Its head is a little lopsided, but we're just gonna ignore it. This guy is done, so I just have the darker one to finish. It's not gonna have any spots or a blaze, so the body should work up a lot faster. It's pretty late right now. It's, I believe, basically 9 o'clock. This afternoon I spent time working on some spiders, so I finished 3 of them, just 3 black ones. I'm planning on making 5 black ones, 5 white ones, and then some more in some random colors, probably greens and blues and stuff like that. I'm just very tired. We woke up super early this morning, so I was like falling asleep while crocheting. All I'm gonna do tonight is finish this horse I was working on earlier. I didn't finish, and then I am gonna go to bed. And then in the morning we will do the next day. Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't even know anymore. It'll be the next day of the market prep challenge tomorrow, so we'll see what I end up doing tomorrow. Today is day 4 of the market prep challenge, and I found some scrap yarn in my stash. I didn't really want to use this yarn because the texture is a little off, but it wasn't as bad as I remember it being, so I used that and I made up a yellow horse this morning. So it's day 4 of the market prep challenge, and I think this will actually be the last horse I'm making for this event. I do not have a lot of time left, so I think I'll just stick to 5 horses and I'm gonna move on to another project. Alright, I've decided for my next project I'm gonna work on some more of these kitties here. I think they're gonna sell really well at the event. I'm gonna make at least 3 more. I plan to make an orange tabby, a gray tabby, and then probably a Siamese cat. I wrote down solid black, solid white, and a Russian blue, but I don't think I want to do those. I think we'll just try and keep it a little bit more interesting than that and just have a total of 8 of these guys rather than 10 or 12. Like I said, I am running out of time, so I'm just going to do what I can and what I think will matter most. Now, for patterns, a lot of you guys have asked for this pattern. I freehanded it, and I plan to actually release it after my event. I'm not sure if I'll have a tester call or not up on my page, but just so you all are aware, I'm not releasing any more patterns until after this event, just because life is too crazy right now. I don't have time to edit the pattern in the video, and if I decide to release this as a tutorial, then I'll have to film it and edit it. So I'm just gonna leave all of that till after the event. If you are interested in the pattern, just stick around till then. I know I hate waiting. I hate to make you guys wait. I am too busy right now. But I'm gonna make 3 more of these guys. I just finished an orange tabby and I decided to sew the stripes on instead of color change, just because the seam for start of the round, end of the round is on the back, so there's no way to keep the color change even. They would be kind of like, they would sit super weird. Stitching it on works a bit better. I don't plan on actually making any more of these cats because they take a lot longer than I would like for their size, so I'm actually just gonna leave it at 6. I think 6 is plenty at this point, and I'll likely be charging $25 for these. They take quite a bit of time. There's just a lot of parts. I mean, you got the ears, all the arms, legs, the tail, and then the facial details. Everything is sunk in, and it's just a whole lot of work, so I'm gonna be leaving it at that. I'll have 6 of them, and I'm gonna work on some minis, I think, because I would like to get some more of those crossed off the list. So a couple of things have happened. I have finished all the spiders I plan on making. So I made these 2 green ones, which I think are my favorite. I just love the way they turn out. I also have 5 white ones and 5 black ones. They all have the same red eyes, just trying to keep it simpler. So these guys are finished. I have a total of 14. I was planning on making 15, but somehow, I just completely miscounted the amount I actually had, because I already had 1 white one made, so instead of counting it to the 5, I counted it to the other number. It probably doesn't make any sense now that I said it out loud, but there are 14 of them and I won't be making any more. And then I'm also working on a pink unicorn, which I'm gonna finish tonight. So I decided to omit the hooves from my pattern. So this is Belle the unicorn. She's a baby unicorn. Normally I would color change and add hooves, but I'm thinking of going more with the My Little Pony style with no hooves and try and streamline the creation of these guys a little bit more, because I will be making several more of these. And then the final thing is I received my new business cards from Vistaprint. Now, if you, I think this happened earlier in the video, my mind is totally scrambled, but I showed off my other business cards and they had a weird sort of funk on the front of them from like a misprint, and all the cards had it, but now you can see in the glimmer it doesn't really have any weird funky spots. I noticed in other lighting you can see it a little bit, but it is obviously much better than the last ones. They were really hard to read in direct sunlight, so these guys are much better. Now I did notice when I did compare them, the color was a little bit off. Without being compared, it looks just fine. And then here's the back of the business card. So I said, "Hi, I'm Sarah, YouTuber, doll maker, pattern designer." And then right under that it says, "Come hang out with me on my YouTube or my Instagram." And then below I have my patterns, my plushies and patterns. And these are all the links to my shops and then my email address. Yeah, these guys are super cute. The front is very simple and I think it's very mature. I love the font that I'm using. I did Colossians 3:23, which is do all things as you would for the Lord. I think it's perfect for my business. I know not everyone who watches this is a Christian, but I do like to include those little things into my business cards and my business, because I like to think that that is the whole reason that I'm doing this. That is the business cards. They sent me the same amount as I received the first time, so I have a huge amount of these guys now, and I am incredibly grateful. You guys don't know, I actually designed these in Canva, and I ordered them through Vistaprint. Vistaprint is cheaper. It is a little bit more tedious getting the cards put together. It is definitely cheaper to order them from Vistaprint. I've rambled enough. I'm gonna finish this unicorn and then I'm probably going to go to bed. If not, I'll start another unicorn, but all in all, I'll talk to you tomorrow morning for the last day of the market prep challenge. I'm gonna need you guys to bear with me for just a minute. This is the list of my entire inventory, minus some obscure stuff like blankets and stuff, and then the extra large plushies, which I have written down over here, but I don't believe is accurate. But this is just what I wrote down to get a clear idea of everything I have. So here I have the quantities of each item and then the price I'll be charging. And same for over here, quantities and then price. So what I did was I wrote it all down nice and clean, kept it nice and clear, and try to have some order. So these are my $15 to $10 items, $10 to $15 items. Over here I have my minis, which I really need to get cracking on. I have my plushies. These are my own patterns, some really, some not. And then these are also, I mean technically most of these are my patterns, but these are the stuff that isn't the same body type, if that makes sense. So I've got velvet up here, Chanel over here, and then some more Chanel here. So in total, I have about 12,000 worth of inventory at this point, which is really, really awesome. For the random stuff, I have about 6,800. That's not counting minis, that's not counting blankets, and that's not counting larger plushies. So for the bulk of my inventory, it's made up by this stuff here. And then hopefully I will get as many minis as done possible. They will definitely be the most popular item. Not necessarily as popular as the last time because I am charging a little bit more for them, but I do still think they'll be pretty popular. If you guys are ever curious, this is how I keep track of everything. I know a lot of people use Excel sheets, but there's something very nice about writing with my hands that I just kind of enjoy doing. So I enjoy writing it all out and doing the calculations myself. Well, I enjoy doing the calculations a little less, but it's still worth it to see all of that add up and to see where things are coming from. And hopefully at this next event, we will do well enough with this inventory. Now, it's not everything I wanted to make. This is the list I have been referring to this whole time. So as you can see, all these dots are things that have been crossed off. I actually finished this entire section here, which is awesome. And then I still have a few things to finish here mainly, and then in the minis. So at least I have a clear direction now, but I'm probably not gonna be able to cross everything off at this point. Sorry, the camera doesn't really want to focus, but you know what? We'll just talk in the morning. I'll see you in the next clip. Today is day 5 of the Market Prep Challenge, and it's the final day, and sadly I didn't get any footage this morning, so the lighting is pretty terrible right now. But today I worked on all the sea slugs, so they are completely finished. They look much better in person, especially these darker ones. Kind of hard to pick it up on camera because, like I said, the lighting isn't very good today. They are all finished. I've got 19 separate colors. Now these can go into the mini bin, and I can cross the sea slugs off the list. There we go. And the other thing I worked on today were these possum heads. So I just started them. I obviously have only one finished. There's one other head floating around somewhere in my room. I'll find it later. But the total count will be 15 possums, maybe 16. I might have miscounted. But I plan on finishing these closer to the event, perhaps as my night project when I'm doing all the tagging in 2 weeks from today. These guys I'm just going to go ahead and set aside. I started working on these because I brought my white yarn on a little trip we went to today. So I just made it easy and worked on these guys on that trip. Since there's no stuffing or anything involved, it was pretty easy. And then I actually rewrote this list. I'm pretty certain I showed you already, but now I can have in my minis the sea slugs, so a total of 19. Here is a broken down view of all of the minis I'm currently working on. Now this is mainly for everyone who maybe hasn't seen my previous videos yet. If you're interested in these minis, most of these patterns are available on my YouTube as a free tutorial. I will have as many as I can linked to the description, otherwise you can just head over to my channel. But I have my sea slugs finished, the axolotls are done, the little box turtles are finished, and then the popping mushrooms are finished. So that's why they're all in the bin. And then I am working on some spiders. I have jellyfish here, manta rays, caterpillars, whales, chickens, octos, ghosts, and then a couple of obscure stuff over there. These are all of the ones that I would like to make more of. The chickens and the ghosts are something that I'm not necessarily going to be making more of, simply because I don't really want to or need to. They're solid colors, so this one, obviously the ghost is white, and these chickens, they're solid colors, so I don't know how many I necessarily want to be making of those. I have 7 manta rays. I won't be making any more of those just because I don't think they're going to be super popular. I am thinking of switching it with these snakes and doing the rest of the colors in these, but I haven't quite decided yet. I don't know if I'll have enough time to actually make that decision. I have the whales, which have white bellies, so what I'm doing is making all of the tops in the colors I have left. There's 11 colors left, and then I'm going to add the white bellies probably later on. I need to place an order for more white yarn as well because I'm running low. And then I can actually do the same with the jellies, so making all the tops and then doing the tentacles at a later point. So I also have 7 of those. I have 7 spiders, they can go back in here, and I have 7 octos. Now the cool part about the octos is that I can actually make these completely and stuff and sew them closed at a later date. So that's what I'm going to be doing along with the jellyfish caps and the whales, and I'll see how that goes. And then finally I have the caterpillars in the mini bin. So I have a couple made out of an ombre yarn. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 caterpillars, and I actually think I won't be making any more of these. I've been making a few in solid as well, but now that I'm running super low on time, I'll probably just leave it at 16. I did pull these all out so I could get a proper count on everything. So that is all added to my list, and we've got a proper count now. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, so it's officially the end of our 2 weeks. I finished this pink unicorn yesterday. I think I showed it off already, but then I made this purple one this morning. You know what? Let me fix the windows. The shadows are way too dark right now. That's better. I was trying to film with some natural sunlight, but obviously it was not working out. So I finished this guy right here. This little lady, she is finished. So that's 2 unicorns done, and I plan to make 4 more. I think it is time for our little rundown of all the things I've made over the last 2 weeks, so over the course of this vlog. Here is the list. This is what I made in the last vlog, which is a little bit shorter than what I made in this vlog. So in this vlog I made 6 velvet jellyfish, 10 chickens, 16 mini mushrooms, 1 Chanel jellyfish, and 1 skinny Chanel jellyfish. I did 5 Ellis the elephants, which was pretty surprising. I did not realize I did 5. I have 12 mini turtles, 10 Chanel axolotls, those are the littler ones, 9 dinos, 13 mini axolotls, 5 Hazel the horses. I did that 1 orange kitty, 11 spiders, 12 mini sea slugs, and then I officially have 2 unicorns as of this morning. So the total for items is 114. Which is a whole lot, and then total inventory is over $1,400. It has been a very productive past couple of weeks. I have to say that if you do markets, I recommend writing down what you make every week. That way you can see how productive you've been and how much you've put together, how much you've made. Without this list, I honestly thought I didn't make nearly as much as I did. So writing this stuff down and keeping track of how much you've made every week is a really great idea. It will give you some motivation. I know it definitely gave me some motivation. Now, I would also like to add, please don't compare yourself to my 2 weeks. I do this full time, so any waking moment that I'm not doing something necessary, I am crocheting. So don't compare this list to yourself, only compare yourself to your past self so you can see your own personal improvement. With all that said, I really appreciate you watching to the end of this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Stay tuned for next week because we will be doing another market vlog, so it'll be the last week I have to crochet, and then after that market vlog we're going to be doing a tagging vlog. So we're going to go through every single piece of inventory I have, so if you're really interested in that, please stick around. It's not going to be next week's video, but the week afterward, and I will show you every single item I have in my inventory, and let me just say it is a lot. So if you're excited for that, please stick around for that. I would love to have you there, subscribe if you haven't already, like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment letting me know if you worked on any projects while watching this or just whatever you have on mind. I have been kind of slacking on replying to comments, so please bear with me. I know I'm behind. I try and stay up to date on most comments, but it is a lot of work to comment and reply to everyone. I always want to give a personalized answer or response. Just bear with me. If you don't receive a response quickly, just know I have read your comment and I really do appreciate you all. I appreciate every single thing. Negative or positive, doesn't matter. I appreciate your comments and your advice, everything. So thank you all so much, and don't be afraid to leave a comment, leaving your thoughts. I love to hear it. With all that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye!